Hello, it's Dave. I've got another game here. This will be a King's Indian Defense, the classical variation. The ECO code is E94. This is a correspondence game that I played on chessmail.com. My opponent is rated 2107, and at the time I was rated 2020. I'm playing black in this game, so we'll get started. And our themes will be more or less just kind of improving your position move by move. So, white opens with knight to f3, knight to f6, c4, g6. Kind of looking to see which kind of an opening we'll be playing. Knight to c3. Not sure if he's going to be playing in English or going into a Queen's or King's Indian defense type or Grunfeld Indian. d4, castles, e4, and d6. And we are in a King's Indian defense. Bishop e2. e5. This is a thematic pawn push by black in the King's Indian defense. White has the option of capturing or pushing his pawn forward at d5 or castling. Eventually he'll either make a capture here or push. Knight to a6, rook to e1, c6. And black makes this move in order to prepare to bring his knight back to the c7 square to help here in the center. Bishop to f1, bishop to g4. And the bishop pins the knight to white's queen. He plays d5, okay, pushed forward instead of exchanging. And I played c takes d, and knight to e8. And this move prepares another thematic pawn push by black, and that is his f7 to f5 attack here on the king side. He's going to begin his king side attack. He has more space, as you can see by his pawns here on the king side. White has more space on the queen side, you can see by his pawns in the way that they're pointing towards the queen side. Bishop to e2, bishop to d7, a4, h6, g3, and now f5, the pawn push, beginning my attack on the king side. Knight to h4, queen to f6, e takes f, bishop takes f, knight takes f5, g takes f5. And now what we see here is black has 3 pawns in the center versus white's 2 pawns. So this will be part of his plan. Since he has a pawn majority in the center, he would like to use this to his advantage and possibly and hopefully produce a passed pawn that he'll be able to push down the board and eventually queen and win the game. So this is another overall theme or idea that I will look at as the game progresses. White plays f4, attacking my pawns. I play knight to c5, plays a5, knight to c7, and this knight is moved here with the idea of going to e6 and eventually to d4. As you can see, this pawn here at d5 does protect the e6 square, but this is just something that I have in mind that if the opportunity arises, I will try to get this knight into d4. Black plays bishop e3, and now I played e4, which is a novelty. It's not in my database. It's a move that I thought would be a good move, with the idea that with my dark squared bishop and my queen on the long diagonal, I would have pressure there. I could now with my pawn at e4, I could drop my knight possibly into d3. Just some overall ideas, plus my pawns here in the center. Could also possibly, if this white squared bishop is exchanged, I could then have some control here on the light squares on white's king side. So white continues with bishop takes c5. I recapture, and now that the dark squared bishop is off the board, I do have total control over the dark squares on the board. Since I have the dark squared bishop, I have a pawn here at c5 anchoring that can anchor this bishop, and of course I have my queen to assist. White plays d6, which is normal for white in the King's Indian. He does produce this D pawn as a passed pawn, and this pawn can be very dangerous in many variations and is sometimes the winning move for white. So this is an important pawn that I need to eliminate, and I played knight to e6. As you remember earlier, I talked about getting this knight into d4. And now that the pawn is moved, that's exactly what I'm going to do. Queen to b3. The queen pins my knight to my king, at the same time attacks my b7 pawn. I move out of the pin, and now rook at a to d1. I play knight to d4. This knight is very nicely posted here. It cuts the rook off from the d6 pawn, and white plays queen takes b7, and I play queen takes d6. So the pawn has been eliminated, which is to my advantage. Queen to d5. I go ahead and accept the exchange of queens, and I play rook at f to d8. White retreats his bishop to c3, and I play rook at a to b8, attacking his b2 pawn. He defends, and now I start a combination that ends up deciding the game. I play knight takes e2. He responds knight takes e2. Now he could not take rook takes e2 because of the pin on the rook here at b1. He could not take the bishop. So he captured correctly. Knight takes. I played rook to d2, putting my rook on the 7th rank, or 2nd rank. Knight to c3, and rook at b to b2. Now I'm threatening mate on the white's king. I've got both rooks on the 2nd rank here, and my bishop can go to d4. And if white's not careful, I will mate him very quickly. So he exchanges the rook, eliminating this mating threat. I retake, and he plays rook to c1. Now I play a very important move, which is bishop to d4 with check. Now this gives me the opportunity to move my a pawn up, locking this pawn on the dark square, giving me the ability to attack it with both of my pieces. So white plays king to h1, and now I play a6. Like I said, keeping the pawn here on the dark square. White plays knight to a4, and I play rook to b5. And at this point, my opponent resigned, knowing that sooner or later the a pawn would fall, and I would have 3 passed pawns that he would have to contend with. So at this point, he resigned. So I hope you enjoyed the game as much as I had bringing it to you, and good day.